So, Mark, describe your lair and trap scenario.
I am defending the ancient prison. It is an old prison with huge granite blocks and lots of old tables and torture devices. A lot of fun. If you cause any strong shakes when attacking this room or attacking this facility, you will cause all sorts of things to happen, including the walls and ceilings crumbling down and hurting you to the pain. The rooms that you have to get through first is the gauntlet, and the gauntlet is a corridor lined with suits of armor, and they all have axes raised over their heads, which I think is very perfect to have maybe their old prison uniforms from the ancient prison. Secondly is a room full of bees. They've taken up residency in the abandoned facility. They love it. It is their home, and they will defend it at all costs. And the prize you can win is a second head. Who wouldn't go for a nice like that?
There are the rooms.
I am defending the governor's mansion. It is the fanciest home in all of the land, and as you might expect, it has many fancy things on rickety surfaces. I have very expensive vases, tall clocks, all sorts of relics that are on surfaces that could fall over at any moment. So that's there. Now here's the trick. Is that if there are any sudden movements, any acrobatics, an alarm will sound, and my expert security guard will come out looking for you, and he will take you down.
Ooh.
However, if you happen to get past the relics and the alarms and the security guard, the governor himself will defend his prize, which I'll tell you about momentarily, with a filigreed rapier. Very fancy, very sharp, stick you with the pointy end. And the governor's mansion is defending steam-powered legs. It is the wave of the future, something only fancy rich folk would have who live in a fancy home like mine, and you will not be getting my steam-powered legs.
The Tenements is a pretty beat-up old building filled with tons of people, lots of apartments, not a lot of space, so you're going to be really careful trying to get around here. One of the main obstacles here is that you're going to have to climb down from the top of the building. So good luck to you, friends. Also, you're going to be facing a couple of traps that I've laid along the way. We've got some bear traps here, so it's the first room. We've got these windy, curvy halls that you're going to have to get through with bear traps randomly thrown around.
And it's dark, too.
And it's dark, it's dangerous, good luck. And then we have another thief. So, they could be just as smart, if not smarter than you. Last thing you don't know, but if you can make it through all of them, which I doubt you can, you will win the Robbery Award. It's the first, it's the only, the Robbie Award, and you're going to be so proud to tell your mom. But you won't win it.
Okay, so I'm defending the police headquarters, and the thing about the police headquarters is that there is a patrolling security guard who moves around the police headquarters every 10 minutes. So if you're not done your trap within 10 minutes, he's going to show up and try to kick you out. So each one is designed to delay your advance for more than 10 minutes so that the guard is going to show up. So the first trap is the caffeine-riddled security guard, so he's going to kind of like grab you right away and try to prevent you from advancing. And then the treadmill is perfect. So you guys are going to be running and not getting anywhere. However, if you do get through those things, which is extremely unlikely because the hidden trap, is a whopper, then you will be the lucky recipient of the steam cannon, one of the best cards in the game.
Okay. Sam, I'm going to attack your room.
Right on.
And let's see what I can first do. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do when I attack your room is I'm going to take my bottle of ether and apply it to my, well, I'm obviously wearing some article of clothing I can probably remove, like my shirt, perhaps my underwear. I'm thinking something larger.
Sufficient enough, I think.
Yeah, so I will take my bottle of ether and cover my face so I don't breathe any of it in, soak my shirt, and quickly throw it towards the face of the caffeine-riddled security guard. I know he's quick, but he's not quick enough to dodge my superior accuracy with a ether-soaked rag. I have a lot of experience with ether. Don't ask, and I won't tell. So, anyways, he is very, very happy and no longer quite as upright security guard. He is now knocked out, so he is no longer in my way.
Well, this guy he's in motion. You can see that he's like vibrating with caffeinated energy, and like I think he would swat the soaked shirt out of the air, like just and then guzzle another pot of coffee. So I think that this guy is going to be too quick for you, and your ether is not going to affect him. And plus, like, what's the combination of ether and caffeine? Even if he gets a whiff. Like, he's just gonna be like...
It will knock you out. You'll be seeing stuff, man. If he's sitting in an enclosed room that you have ether out for too long, he will get woozy. So...
Well, I think that he's going to be able to knock the ether away and not absorb a strong dose and be able to go for you and bring you to heal.
Okay. So do we vote?
Yep.
So it's just the two of us.
Yep.
Yeah. You got me. I believe you totally. Oh no.
Okay.
Do we give two of these?
Yeah.
You get two of these from me.
Yeah.
I believe you have plenty of
right.
ether. I believe he knows too much about ether.
My friend David used to steal it from the Science Lab in university.
So that's a
Oh my
plus 4.
Alright, plus 4. Yeah, that's
Wow.
I got it.
No, you got it. You just got it.
Oh, no, sorry.
No,
I thought that was a 9.
It's a 9 now.
Oh.
You didn't get through.
I didn't get it.
Okay.
Alright, so I don't need to...
Well, a valiant attempt, but clearly
gone?
the caffeine guy was
He
bested. He bested you.
It's okay. It must have been really good quality coffee.
Exactly.
This is gone. New one replaces it.
Sweet. Alright, maybe I get a better one then.
I've never
Take
been
care of
someone
that.
described ether so clearly. It's like, no, just a couple of drops left open in the room. Wow, Mark.
I don't know about drops, but yeah, a soaked rag?
Yeah.
All right, so I definitely am going into the bear trap room. So there are bear traps around the place. The bear traps are like giant clanging iron steel teeth, right?
Yeah, they're pretty big.
And so, you know, a reasonable obstacle for anyone who is not equipped with an alchemical concoction.
No, you gotta remember it's
Or
dark.
is it? It's dark.
It's dark.
That's okay.
The lights are gone.
So this is, this is an alchemical concoction. Used one way, it forms a permanent bond between two metallic objects. Used another way, it dissolves right through anything made of metal. So I could use this in either way, you know.
Okay.
And I could just like dump this in front of me, and you know, I can wander through this hallway and dissolve the mechanism in the bear traps, and then just, you know, or I can solidify them so that they're fused in place and can never. And just walk jauntily through the hallway.
I mean, you're telling us like, if I could, maybe.
I will, I am.
But I'm just saying, oh, you will, you are.
I am,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, I can fail. Because there are bear traps, but they're all over the place. I mean, it's
Right.
not just like, you're not just going to know there's one right there, one right there. You're pitch black. What are you going to do about the darkness and not knowing where these bear traps are on the floor?
Well, I also have I've got this gyroscopic hoverboard. So in fact, I can like weave through it, and I can elevate myself off the ground a little bit.
Oh.
So I'm going to be dexterous while I'm doing this. I mean, it's going to be tricky. There's no question.
Yeah.
But clearly, this is a winning combination.
You know what, the one thing I'm going to have to say here, though, I'm being a pest.
Uh-huh.
But I've got lots of tenants in this building,
Right,
and
right.
they're kind of dodgy people. And they're going to see something floating through the halls, and they're already thieves. They're going to think that's worth something. I think they're going to come for you. Frankly, they know the halls a little better than you do, so
Okay.
they're not worried about the bear traps. They know what they are. I'm concerned you're just going to get tossed off that hoverboard and land in the bear trap. I mean, you got to think about these things. It's the robbery award you're after here.
That's right. Yeah, no, I need that robbery award. I need to prove my ability.
All right.
That's all I got.
Do we vote at the same time? Do we get to...
Yeah, you
Well,
can do like a 3-2-1
I'm sorry, I
thing.
totally jumped into it before.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, tenants.
So that's a -2.
So that's a -2.
Yeah. All right.
I thought you had the right thing for it, but her description of the tenants,
Yeah.
that's what, she pulled that one out of the bag.
Yes, indeed.
I did warn you guys in the opening.
Man, you're a tough cookie.
Okay. I'm gonna try to go into the ancient prison.
Sweet.
I'm a little nervous about this gauntlet. But you know, I'm relatively sly. I'm gonna draw on my reserves of confidence here. I know I can't cling on any walls because everything seems to be falling everywhere. So what I'm going to do is try to get the attention. I figure this is a trap more than anything because these are suits of armor. They don't seem to be people.
Right.
So I'm going to throw down my thick chain. I'm just going to wind up and throw it across in front of them, hoping to trigger this fall of the axes because I can't cling to the walls and swing across, which would normally be my more like stealthy move here. So we're going to try that to get it going. I'm going to start there.
Throwing the chain
down the corridor. So I've got 8 feet long. That's pretty significant here. So I feel like I can throw it and get at least some of them to go and then move my way down and then throw it again and get a few of them to go and then move my way down stealthily.
I think the corridor is quite longer than 8 feet. It's corridor lined with suits of armor. We're talking 20, 30, maybe, I don't know, a lot of suits of armor. They had a lot of armor in this prison. And you do successfully cause the first 8 or so to come down.
Yeah.
And you also notice that the walls are starting to shake a little bit, and it makes you a bit nervous about the next 8 that you choose to, whether or not you're going to slam it down again, causing more vibrations in the floor and more vibrations in the walls, because the gauntlet's crashing down added to that.
This is very tricky, very tricky. You know what I think I might have to do? Well, I have this 100-meter roll of easily tearable, sticky on one side hand against tape. So I'm thinking I might just whip that out, and again, very stealthily, I was thinking I might just climb up on each one. Now, I've got a lot of time here, so I'm just going to carefully kind of climb from the side, put a little tape on the back of the axe there, and stick it so to the back of the head of the armor so it can't go anywhere, and they're all stuck. And I'll go one at a time, just very carefully stick them. Because obviously I have to be very careful about what I'm doing in this building. So I'm just going to do that, a little at a time. And just because I'm also a reuse recycle gal, I'm going to get past one, and then I'm going to take some of that tape back and keep it, because I think I might need it later. So I'm going to kind of have.
And you
a
think
little
the
bit
adhesive is still there, maybe?
These are adhesive strips. Let's take them
sorry.
seriously. They're very sticky.
This ain't no Scotch tape.
Yeah, this is not Scotch tape.
I'm going to let
This
the
is
gentleman
duct
decide.
tape.
I think your plan will succeed or fail based on their belief at how shaky the room is. The tape, I think that's a bit of a non-starter, but we'll let these guys decide.
I'm going to put that right there. All right. Do it, gentlemen.
No way.
No way.
I think the chain had, plausibility, but I think the thing was kind of. Yeah, no, that
It
it's
was
gonna
a very
fall
solid
apart.
kill.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you need an H here.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
man.
Yes! All right. Oh, this is what I'm
All right.
I wanted
No,
to
wait.
use.
Can we vote on whether she can use the tape again? Like, really?
Well, if she tries to use it again, you can
Say
make
whether
that-
it's sticky. Well, you got a room full of bees.
Yes. So I
And-
want to be clear that I wound up the chain. So I'm still. I have.
The room did not come crashing down around you.
No.
All right.
It's thick. It's too heavy. Clearly, I'm just gonna have to lug it around with me.
All right.
But I listen through the door and I hear this dreadful buzzing, and I think, you know what? I think they did what my neighbor did, and they filled this room with bees. I'm gonna prepare myself before I enter.
It's not the drones. Your other neighbor had spying on you.
And so I'm going to take all the adhesive strips, new and old alike, because I reuse and recycle, and I'm going to wrap my whole body in the adhesive strips. I'm going to wrap a chain around that, and then I'm going to take the 10 pounds of wax that I have, and I'm going to build a bubble helmet for my head, and I'm going to keep it kind of thin at the eyes, just so I can kind of see where I'm going. And then on top of that, I'm going to be swinging a flaming torch to get through the room of bees. So I'm going to look terrifying, but I'm going to make it through completely untouched. I might get like one sting. Also, for the record, I handle stings very well. I have a high pain tolerance. So.
I love the adhesive strip idea of taping yourself. I don't think it sticks to you as you move through the room. I don't know if you have enough tape there. Also, I think there are hundreds of bees. They look quite angry. And while flames might frighten them and burn a few of them, there's hundreds of bees. And I think fire probably pisses them off. It's smoke that makes them tired and sleepy and easily to get through. Not a fire, not a flaming torch. And guess what your wax is made out of?
Oh, I might melt.
Beeswax. So
I
your
think it says
beeswax
that
pisses
there.
off those bees. So I don't think it's going to happen for you because you're using their home to defend yourself. Your melty little piss off the bees helmet.
You know what? I'm gonna.
All right.
I think you're wrong. I think that they're gonna see me as one of theirs once I have a few of them sticking to me, and maybe I'll realize quickly. No, maybe I will realize quickly. The torch is not working for me, so I'm gonna throw it across the room to keep it away from me because I don't want to melt my head. And the bees, I think, the ones that are stuck to me will be like, "Don't worry, we're here. She's just a giant bee." And the beeswax head will be like, "Yeah, she smells like one of us." I think that I'm gonna make it through the room.
It's poetic but absurd.
Yeah. Isn't that the game you just said?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hey! Spousal support here. Love it.
Okay, I gotta say, like the first half, the torch and the wax, I thought, this is gonna melt on your head, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But then the one of us save is what got the tooth out. Not just the spousal support. I thought the second part of that was a great save.
The whole concoction sounds like a really hideous trap in and of itself. Like, designed here, you're wrapping yourself in
I think it worked.
Yeah, like how do you even get through with tapes and chain and wax? Like you just concocted.
Agile. Pure agility. I'm like a cat. No,
Not
not a
happening.
cat. No. So these are.
Nice try though.
Really?
The valiant
So you
effort.
got a
Great
whole
story.
new hand of cards here.
But do I get them right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you turned over, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're done.
I don't know.
You're done.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
got eaten by bees.
Sam, I need a refresher.
Sure, we got the police headquarters.
Yep.
So there's security guards on patrol,
Yep.
and they come by every 10 minutes, so they're going to spot you within 10 minutes.
All right.
And the first, you're entering the lobby of the police headquarters for some strange reason, straight in, and you're facing the caffeine-riddled security guard. So he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's like he's a bit spotty after an encounter with some ether, so he's got some visions
Yeah,
going
totally.
on. Yeah.
Totally. All right. So I got a plan. I'm going after the police headquarters here, and I'm going to use my favorite tool. I've got my
Tell me it's a top hat.
my ice box on wheels.
Nice.
So I don't need the ice, so I ditched the ice. I've cut some holes in the bottom of it. I'm gonna Fred Flintstone this shit. And I'm gonna cut some holes in the top so I can see out the
Okay.
front, and I'm gonna kind of move it along from the inside, right? So I'm watching for the security guards, and if I see some, come on, just stop. Just stop. It's like one of those crawling bushes, except it's an ice box.
Like Metal Gear Solid.
Like what?
Metal Gear Solid, you know what's in the box? No?
I never heard. Is that
I know.
Snake you're talking
Snake,
about?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Snake with the Smash Brothers. He didn't do that in Smash Brothers. So yes, icebox on wheels. I'm sneaking by. Finally, I get myself to the caffeine-riddled security guard, and I see him in the distance, and he's about 5 feet out as I get there, and I pop out and I throw my veil of acid. One of my 2 throws of veil of acid in the face. Acid in the face. His face is melting. Combined with the ether and everything else, he is just he's dead. I killed this guy. Icebox and wheels.
Acid.
Veil of acid.
This guy, he's been drinking coffee and staring at the walls for 3 hours. Now all of his senses are working at maximum efficiency. This is precisely the thing that he's been waiting for. He's been born out of his skull. It's a slow police headquarters day. There's nothing going on. And yet, there's this this new thing that arrives, and it's moving slowly. He's aware of what's going on. He's not duped by this Flintstone box. It's ridiculous. So he's gonna go over and give it a little kick. You know, even if it's not moving, it wasn't there this morning when he got in. And so he's like, what's going on here? And he's clearly going to kind of unearth you and discover you. And then you've got a whole bunch of cops after you at that point.
Well, I appreciate the storytelling aspect of what you're saying. It's a great story, but that's all it is. Because this guy has so much ground to cover that he's got a lot to watch, and his senses may be attuned.
Oh, he's buzzing with alertness.
But let me tell you, those senses will work against him when that veil of acid is dripping off of his face. When the acid is dripping, those senses are going to be like, oh my gosh, I wish my senses weren't attuned to good parts.
Well, the acid is nasty, but I think he's just going to discover you way before you have the opportunity to throw it.
All right.
Let's find out.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Is that a neutral?
It was gonna be a neutral anyway.
Yeah, okay.
You had me at Fred Flintstone.
All right, I need a 7.
You got it.
Yay!
All right. Oh man, you messed that guy up.
He had a lot of coffee. You sound like you don't drink a lot of coffee, because once you have too much, man, things start moving on you. They really do. It's like,
It's not a good thing.
You know a lot about ether and coffee. You've seen some things.
I've succeeded in drinking way too much coffee on multiple
Oh, I
occasions.
see. You have 2 vials of acid.
So what I've still got my Flintstone icebox on wheels.
Yeah.
I've still got 1 splash of acid.
Yeah. And you're facing a treadmill.
Going the opposite direction. Absolutely. Yeah. And this is where my plan goes from pretty good to ingenious.
Yeah.
This is when I attach to one end of the icebox on wheels some TNT. I'm gonna blast myself across the treadmill so that speed isn't an issue. Sure, there may be some shrapnel damage. But I can
Just a little bit.
but I've arranged this so that the blast is going one way, and yes, it's going to hurt, it's going to burn, but this is worth it because I need that steam cannon. And so I blast across the treadmill going the opposite direction. It doesn't even affect me. I'm on the other side before the treadmill even knows what's happening.
Oh, it's there are so many flaws with this plan. I don't know where to begin.
I've heard this before.
Yeah. So first of all, you've got this TNT on one side of the icebox.
Yes.
So you're going to be there is no funnel. In order to get propulsion, you need to direct the gases that are escaping. So you need you've just got like an explosion, and you don't know what direction you could go. Like you could be going up, down, left, right, backwards. So that's one problem. You're not going forward necessarily. More likely you're just going to go straight ahead. But here's the thing: you have a vial of acid in this icebox there with you. As you get shaken around, this is going to go busto in there with you, and it is going to be unpleasant for you. It's not going to be cool whatsoever. So you've got acid all over yourself. You're tumbled down. There's the shrapnel aspect of things. Yeah. It's gonna be I don't want to see you when you come out of that icebox.
So here's my counter argument here. I started off this day doing my Fred Flintstone thing. I'm on board with the cartoon theory here. So using cartoon theory, I don't need no funnel. I just throw the TNT on the end of that. That's like Inspector Gadget stuff.
Right.
That is just straight across. I appreciate your logic, but I deny it because
Scooby-Doo logic. Okay.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So
That was compelling. It painted a very clear
Science!
picture. Yeah.
Absolutely. The only thing I could say back to it was no science.
Science.
Do you still have a chance?
Okay, so
No,
minus
4.
There is no chance.
There's no chance.
There's no
No,
chance.
don't even roll.
Well, that was pretty close, but fine. Yeah, fine.
Use one end of the rope to pull it in. It can pull the rope extremely taut, almost like a tightrope. So what I've been practicing lately, it's a sport called slacklining, and it's quite fun. So you get the slack line, you get a very taut rope, and you walk on it. And honestly, as hard as you think it sounds, you can actually do it with practice. And I happen to have been practicing just over the weekend, practicing slacklining. So I'm going to slackline over the treadmill towards, at a slanted kind of slightly downward angle towards the other end. So I'm not going to even attempt to walk on the treadmill. I'm going to avoid the treadmill by slacklining. Carefully.
So
Science!
science to the rescue. Sure, you can anchor this rope to the wall. Maybe you can even get the leather armor jammed into the other side. Although that's a huge stretch. And I'm confident in your slacklining ability. This is a time-consuming operation. You've got to tie a rope to the wall. You've got to somehow get this leather armor jammed into the opposite side of the rope.
The treadmill's already going in that direction.
No, if it was going in that direction, you'd be skipping right over it.
Oh, no, it's going towards me.
Yeah.
Right.
So you've got to get it jammed in there. That's going to take at least a few attempts.
Right.
And then you've got to do the slacklining operation altogether.
Yeah.
Is that going to take longer than 10 minutes? Yes, it is.
No!
So there is a constable who's going to come along and be like, "Oh, this is a little bit entertaining, isn't it?" And cut your rope.
See, I actually happen to have a piece of magic in my kit. And it's the
Okay.
old-fashioned stopwatch. That actually, like, some wizard put some spell on it in thief lore. And when you click the stopwatch, it actually slows time for you. So this is the old-fashioned stopwatch. It's not only old-fashioned, it also happens to be a special magical item. Because why else would it be in the stupid tool deck if it wasn't magical? Right?
No, I think it's an old-fashioned stopwatch.
just old-fashioned?
It's complete with fob and inflated sense of superiority.
Exactly.
You know,
It's
you're-
superior.
Yeah.
Your stupid 10-minute argument. Superiority.
I say no. I don't think.
All right.
I don't think it's going to be magical. I'll let you guys decide.
I don't even want to look.
2 thumbs up for time.
Oh,
Time travel for the win.
really?
Yeah. No,
Now let's see the stupid
sorry.
roll of 6 again.
I
Maybe
wanna
so
It's,
see-
it's no. It was net zero, right?
Yeah, net zero.
So you
I'm
gotta
sorry,
get
I gotta get a
Mark.
9. That's okay. That's a
Once
stretch.
you realized that it would turn the treadmill
Damn
it!
the wrong way.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I have an excellent plan. So I'm going into this ancient prison, standing tall and proud in my bear costume.
Of course.
So I'm facing a room full of bees, and I don't know the ins and outs of the natural world. The bees might be interested in the bear. Maybe they're going to attack it thinking it's a natural predator. So I've planned ahead. I have doused my bear costume in kerosene.
Oh my god.
So these bees, even if they are, exploring the bear costume, the weaknesses of the bear costume, they're just going to get a mouthful of kerosene and drop. I'm going to saunter through.
Okay. Well, having a lot of expertise watching Winnie the Pooh, I do know that a bee's mortal enemy happens to just be a bear. So really, it pisses them off. So they see the bear costume, they're extremely angry, and they're quite pleased to realize that by dousing yourself in kerosene, it makes you a little groggy and fumes to the head, so you kind of lose your way through the room and fall over in your suffocating kerosene gas-induced state of comatosedness. So bad idea, but kerosene.
Well, in that case,
Is that your one-trick pony?
I am riding a donkey we have the donkey and I have a bond. So when I am riding, the donkey will proceed in the direction that we started, regardless of my level of alertness.
So it's a strap-on donkey?
I'm strapped on the donkey. I'm perfectly alert. I'm okay with kerosene. It's a little moist. That's all.
Just smells bad.
Yeah.
All right. No, my bees will defend themselves as best as they can, and they will sting the crap out of your burrow. And
My burrow. 3, 2, 1.
yay!
Bear
A
on
bear
beast.
on the donkey.
Bear costume for the win!
Yeah.
Yay!
Hard for a bear costume.
You bastard. All right. So, in all ironies, in the room or in the house that you cannot cause any strong shakes or strain, there just happens to be through the power of irony, a revolving room.
Oh my gosh.
So as you step through the door, the room begins to revolve.
Oh my god.
Furniture and small objects are tumbling around, and it's making it very hard to open the simple lock on the other side.
Sam, do you get
Weren't
No, I
expecting
get 2 coin now.
that, were ya?
Yeah.
One answer. Bear. Bear costume.
Bear costume! Try the bear costume!
All right. Here's my plan. I'm in my bear costume.
Just don't light a match, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Going out.
No, So, I have this bond with my donkey, my trusted steed, my beast of burden who's carried me hither and yon through many adventures in the past.
Are you Pancho Villa?
So I slice open his belly,
Oh my god.
rip out his innards, climb inside, a la Hoth.
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And bounce my way across the room. I'm gonna tumble like I'm in a tumble dryer. and it's gonna take some time, there's no doubt.
Oh my
I am in a bear costume, I am protected by the musculature of the beast of burden, and I will roll across the room. It's gonna take time, and there might be some bruises.
I think I just threw up in my mouth. I don't know if I need to defend against that.
I think everyone watching at home just threw it in us.
Yeah, it's a revolving room.
Yeah.
How are you getting to the door in a donkey suit?
It's gonna.
A bear suit and a donkey suit? It's like turducken. This is like a very bad Thanksgiving dinner in Northern Ontario with bears and donkeys.
You
Yeah.
said exactly what I was
I'm
thinking.
disgusted and I feel like it needs no defense.
I just gotta wait until I get across the other side.
Just wait.
Just wait, and then wait till my opportunity.
I'm really sorry.
Let's see it.
Oh, you don't like him? I thought it was brilliant.
Oh my god!
That's still a fail.
That's 12 minus 4.
Well, Mark.
You're gonna go for it.
I'm gonna finish what we started, friend.
So you would like a second head?
I've wanted a second head for some time. It goes well with the robbery award.
Sure.
Yeah, we can tell each other how good we are. Anyways, the room, I jump in there. I've followed in the footsteps of my fine stinky bear friend. And
Even stinkier after the donkey.
yeah, exactly. Between the two of us, our costumes going to
Pete has something to say about that.
And so I get in there, everything starts moving, falling around. I'm going to pull out my walking stick because I need to be stable in this room. I am stealthy and I'm sleuth-like and I'm pretty awesome, just to say. But I need my walking stick in this room because things are falling and I want to be stable. Now, as I'm standing there, I'm looking around, and I realize that there's a little panel on the floor. And I can see like some sort of gears turning. I mean, there's got to be something mechanical, I had figured, making this room revolve. And for the sake of this old building, I'm going to stop that revolving. I'm going to put a gear on it. I'm going to reach in there and I'm going to put in a new gear that's basically going to stop the whole room, actually, and just going to keep it stable so that I can climb up. And I realized the lock itself was pretty simple. I mean, all my work at the tenements, breaking into old apartments, I've got a good set of skills there. I just unlock it and I wander on out. And I've saved your building. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Nothing fell down. It's just it's great. We should make it historical.
Unfortunately, the panel that you hit was just the circuit breaker. The room itself is surrounded by a barrel mechanism that you can't put a gear on because the room is actually inside. So unless you, so I don't know what you can attach a gear to exactly. And your walking stick, unfortunately, as furniture is sliding around, the poor desk comes and crashes into your walking stick, cracks it in half, and impales your leg with it.
You know it's interesting. You can't do that with my walking stick because it's got a sword in it. It doesn't break real easy, actually.
So then a sword stabs you in the leg too?
No, it doesn't break. I've got to say, you're wrong about that. But even let's give you that. It breaks, I deal with that. I'm still pretty tough. I've got this cold shovel, and I just come after you with it. And I start, no, I'm kidding.
You're going to jam it somewhere?
I know. I grab the coal shovel and I use it to hobble now over to the corner of the room that is still revolving. Although I would say it was quite a bit slower than it was before. I did something right.
Okay.
And I kind of jam it into the corner of the room because the room is revolving with gears around it, but it's on kind of a disc that's moving. So I jam it into part of the disc, and it's quite a sturdy coal shovel if you take a look. And so I know I have at least a couple of seconds, and I grab up to the little window there, the little door, and I start to do my lock picking and find my way out that way. And yes, I'm damaged, but again, I've saved a historical building, and I have a second head. So it's been all worth it.
I got nothing.
3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Going to dice.
Totally new stuff. No!
Oh,
That's a tough game tonight.
It's really tough. Where are we done?
Well, the revolving room
You're going for the revolver?
has been slowed, as has been established.
Everyone's just going after that room.
Absolutely. A second head? Oh my gosh. That'd be so great.
Think
My
of all the
second
things
head.
you could do.
I could think of things twice.
Practice.
That's great.
Well, as it turns out, yes, there was the circuit breaker that now has a gear on it that has slowed the room slightly, but not finished the whole thing. However, there's a keyhole.
I can't even do that sound. Oh, a keyhole.
Keyhole. And I happen to have a skeleton key. And I believe this may be the key to shutting the whole thing down and getting to that door and those precious 2 heads. Or the second head anyways. The skeleton key, that's how I'm going to do it. Simple, straightforward.
The keyhole mentioned in the revolving room is the keyhole of the simple door on the other side of the room. I don't know that the planners of the ancient prison decided to put a simple key inside the room. I would imagine being outside the room. You could attempt to escape the room and maybe try the skeleton key there. But no, I don't think it's as simple as a key to turn off the revolving room. It's not in the cards for you, unfortunately. We could try.
I don't have it in the pad. I have a skeleton key.
Oh, you got some support there.
Okay,
Damn.
down 2.
Yeah.
So I need a 11?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
No.
No.
Man,
Oh, second day.
we're killing it. All right. We're going to attempt the bear traps again.
You know what? You're gonna die.
Oh, well, I happen to have something very heavy and long and something that I can ride. I like riding my long, heavy, phallic-shaped battering ram across the room. I'm going to get a lot of head of steam going in your hallway and get on the battering ram, hop on and ride across them bear traps and they'll go snap, 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 snap. But my battering ram is large and it's a tree and it's crude and it's heavy and those bear traps aren't slowing me down because I'm getting a big head of steam. Not very subtle.
Well, I am amazed at your strength because you've got it up 23 flights of stairs.
You're damn right.
And you've managed to cram it into an irregular corridor. And you know what? There are some bear traps in this part of the irregular corridor, but you've got to get around to a couple corners, and there are more bear traps over there. And I'm just concerned about the length of this thing, being able to make it all the way around those. And
Sure.
then you've got these tenants. They're watching you and they're laughing. So
Yeah.
I doubt they're going to be very friendly once you make it anywhere.
Fortunately, I happen to have some adrenaline to help me carry that damn heavy battering ram and push it up flights of stairs. And for the few bear traps that I get nicked by, I have bandages and painkillers. So I'm hopped up on OxyContin and adrenaline, taking my battering ram and riding it across bear traps because it's beautiful.
Have you ever met a bear trap?
Uh,
Have you ever seen one?
yeah,
It's like not so much a nick as like a portion of your calf missing.
sure, painkillers.
All right. You know, I'm gonna leave it there and wish you all the best of
Thank
luck
you.
if you make it to another thief, because missing half your calf is gonna be a problem there.
It's just a flesh wound.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, very good.
Please get a good roll. I want to get something. Daddy needs a new pair of robbery awards.
That's what you needed, yeah?
Yay! I beat something tonight. Yay. Alright.
Bring your wounded self to this next thief. Drag that leg behind you.
Seriously.
So Mark's building was completely obliterated. It was the ancient prison, and I got through the revolving room by nailing coins into the crease to slow the mechanism down and provide enough friction for me to walk across to get to the door on the other side. It was a brilliant plan.
Stupid revolving room.
And so I got the revolving room, and I stole 2 heads. So this is going to make an appearance when I can. So there are. So now Mark has a blank card, and there are 3 traps left. Three Lairs left.
Well,
So we're getting down there. Actually, I only have 1 left. There's only the industrial organization gone mad, and there are 2 left in there. So.
all right. Well, I'm gonna have to go after 3 feet high and my.
Bring it.
Oh, it's been rough.
But can you take on De La Soul? I mean, they're an amazing.
I can. I'm gonna be grooving the whole time I do this. I'm just outside the room. I'm gonna put on my truly impenetrable boots because right now it's 3 feet high. It's still pretty high, but these boots are gonna look good anyway. It's fine. I want dry feet. And then I'm gonna also, because I like to be prepared, throw on my grandfather's shield. It's lucky, it's really sturdy. It may be a little bit old, but on the whole, it's good as possibly a flotation device. And then I'm also gonna walk into the room with my ice axe in hand. So here's my plan. In the room, the water's starting to flood in. My feet are dry. It's great. And I am basically going to put down my shield, which is my grandfather's shield. It's pretty significantly large. He's a big man. And I'm going to climb onto the shield. Makes me think of Titanic. I would have let Jack on, but anyway, I'm going to take up the whole shield, just like Kate Winslet did. And I'm going to ride it as it continues to rise in the room. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the hammer side of my axe. I'm going to pull myself over to one wall and just hammer through one section of the wall. As you mentioned, the wall is made of drywall and, plaster lathe maybe. I'm going to assume plaster lathe. I'm basically going to create a little hole there, but it's not going to be an enormous hole where, tons of noise is happening. It's this pretty small hole. I'm going to reach through, pull off a bunch of the lathe, which actually, if you've ever done, is pretty quiet for the most part. And then I'm going to climb into the hole in between the 2 walls. Then grabbing the shield and putting it up to block the hole, so now I'm in between the walls. From that point, I can again break off just a part of the lathe, get in to peek at what's in the next room and make my way in there. But that way I have a moment to kind of gauge where I've come from, where I'm going. I'm feeling pretty secure. There might be a tiny leak around the edge of this shield, but Granddaddy's shield is just pretty sturdy stuff, and I'm feeling pretty confident that I'm safe where I am for now. Plus, my feet are still dry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very good plan you have, and you explained it very well. A+ on the explanation.
Great, let's judge, right? Sounds good.
But here's the issue, though, is that your grandfather's shield is rusted and worn.
But it's wood.
And it may be sturdy, but it likely still has little cracks in it. And I believe that the pressure of the water is going to burst through your shield, and you're going to sink to the bottom. And it is not just 3 feet high; it's 3 feet high and rise.
That's why I'm riding the shield, because I'm able to tap a little higher. So I've bought myself time right there,
Absolutely.
between where the water is and as it's rising. So I'm moving quick too. I mean, I said I'm taking a moment to see what's in the next room, just because I don't want to go in anywhere blind. I'm not a dumb thief, but I'm still, I'm still moving pretty quick. I know that Granddaddy's shield is not necessarily the tightest, most secure thing. I haven't nailed it in place, but I've kind of stuck it in between the plaster and lathe to block that water flow for now.
And what I'm actually saying is that, and it's funny that you brought up the Titanic, because your shield is going down.
It doesn't have cracks in it though. It's quite sturdy. They're very clear about the fact that it's still sturdy.
Absolutely. Sturdy does not mean crackless.
Well, it doesn't really, I'm using it as a flotation device here, and my feet are dry. I'm fine. Give me a break.
All right.
All right, do it. Oh, brutal! I thought it was pretty decent. I think I lost right there, though, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, I get more cards.
Okay. I've got a plan.
You got your sights set on the boulder trap.
I do. I'm going to go after the boulder trap.
So it's chasing you.
It's chasing me. And as I'm chasing, as I'm running away, I reach behind me and I pull out my bow and arrow. And I'm running, but I'm good. I've got good aim. I've had many lessons. So I pull out my first arrow and I take a leap and I gracefully propel myself off of that arrow.
Oh.
Next arrow. Up again. And before I know it, I'm above the boulder. I do a somersault back on the other side of it, and I can just watch it roll down that hill there and crash through the wall. And let me just saunter on through, grab that steam cannon. Bow and arrow, baby.
That's really tricky. So let me say, so you're creating like a makeshift ladder almost using these arrows. Except it's not a wall that you're putting this ladder on; it's a moving boulder that you're putting this ladder on. Is that right? Something like
Is it the
that.
boulder?
I was going for the wall.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you're shooting at the wall.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Think.
Legolas.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings reference much?
I like it.
All right, so you're shooting at the wall and you're creating this ladder at the wall. You've got to. So the thing is, there, like if you shoot it the bow into the wall, the arrows into the wall, it's going to be at an angle. I mean, obviously, you're not going to be able to get it perpendicular to the wall, or you're just going to get crushed by the boulder behind you. So you've got to shoot it in advance of you so that you can run and hit this ladder, right? So the angle is not going to give you that strength. You're going to be like shearing, the arrow's going to be at like a 30-degree angle to the wall, and you're not going to get that penetration into the wall. So it's going to be, you're not going to get the full force into the side. You're going to be like glancing, and the arrow is just going to collapse. It's going to break, or it's going to fall out of the wall once it's in there.
I appreciate your argument.
Thank you.
Two counter arguments though.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the second one was. But the first is you're absolutely right. I'm going at an angle, so that when it enters the wall, I've got this little step here, so I can even use a bit of the wall to propel myself upwards. So I'm not just using the arrow itself, but I'm actually using a bit of the wall to propel myself upwards. And have you seen these feet? These are light. These are light feet.
I think you should demonstrate. You should show them your feet.
They're not hobbit feet?
They're not hobbit feet at all. Show them.
We don't need to see So you guys have
Totally.
yeah.
It's down, one down.
Yeah.
Just need a 10. Wow.
That's all you need.
That's better than I was expecting.
You have good feet.
Oh,
no! I should have given you one.
You should have given me one, but this is all your fault.
I should have given you one.
Okay.
Oh,
what? What is that?
Better than a busker's, a pneumatic pogo stick. Sorry about my horrible drawing skills, but yes, we are going for the boulder trap because I feel like them are easy pickings. I don't know if you've been to the Halifax Buskers show, it is fantastic, but you can see people do some major tricks on a pogo stick, especially better than a busker's pneumatic pogo stick that gives extra bounce to your bounce, which would easily allow me to clear said boulder. Only with a few jumps, you can be 10, 15 feet in the air, and I'm expecting a boulder that would actually fit in a police headquarters is only as tall as the ceiling itself, which I can easily clear, and there's room to spare in the room that has to be somewhat passable in order for the game to be remotely fair. But there we go. So I'm going to bounce over the boulder in the boulder trap inside the police headquarters quickly, much more quickly than 10 minutes, because it doesn't take 10 minutes to bounce a friggin' pogo sticks. Done.
Well,
Cleared it.
there are a few
I can
problems.
tell you like it though.
It's a good plan. I admire your bouncing ability. However, this is a very irregular boulder. It's not round. It's not a sphere that's rolling gracefully down it's a boulder. So it's like ka-chonka, 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 ka-chonka.
Yeah.
Like it's bouncing all over the place. So for you to be able to predict its erratic pattern as it falls down the slope is too challenging for even a better than a busker thief such as you. So
If it's so erratic that it's ka-chunking, I'm assuming that eventually it's going to find a ka-chunk surface and then slide towards me, no longer giving me any challenges to watch it flip over and over and over, because if it's that irregular, it's going to find the flattest spot and then slide. Which, if I'm carrying around a friggin' pneumatic pogo stick, I'm assuming I've practiced for a while with this damn thing and I can bounce up. And if the boulder slows down underneath me, I'll just bounce off the boulder and propel myself forwards and do a kung fu roll to dismount the pogos.
I think you're going to time it wrong, and
All right.
you'll go smash.
1, 2, 3.
Yay! Come on, pogo stick. Yay!
Nice.
Steam cannon.
Good work. Defeated that and defeated that.
Sweet.
I get a black card too. All right, so I'm going to go into industrialization gone mad, and so I'm on this conveyor belt. It's full of choppers and punches and presses, and I've got to both time it and defend myself and protect myself. So I put on my second head, and we converse, and we figure out the plan. I got my second head like working on the timing, so that like okay, like all that head is doing is figuring out the best timing to avoid these choppers and punches and presses. Now, meanwhile, I've got my crank-powered spreader that's going to I can work away at this thing because I know when the danger is going to come. So I can jam the spreader into the mechanism here, in between the conveyor belt and the walls of the conveyor belt, and just pry the whole thing apart like a sardine can. And there are the inner workings of this monstrous device, into which I throw these dirty rags from the floor of the alchemy lab. So we've got all these rags that are going to jam into the gears. I mean, obviously there's some sort of mechanical mechanism that's in this, propelling all this dastardly equipment, and it's going to get totally stymied by my wads of rags that are just going to come up on the place. So the whole thing grinds to a halt, and me and my newfound friend are just going to proceed down the conveyor in my thieves outfit.
Yeah. Oh, very nice. Very nice.
You look very Dr. Evil
You're
right
gonna
now.
die. You're going to die in your thieves outfit. Well, nonetheless, the tenants definitely are going to be coming out at this. I mean, they've already been drawn to one person who's been chewed up alive. The amusement, they've been picnicking, they've had a wonderful time watching all of this. And here's this new guy, and you think you're standing there with two heads, no less, and not being accosted by the tenants?
Yeah.
I mean, they are maybe a little stunned at first when they see you, because it's kind of odd. But then you're definitely not having the time you think you're having to put a crank-powered spreader in, because a crank-powered spreader requires time to crank.
Sure, yes.
And you maybe get it in there.
But I've grown an alien head. I mean, these people are not going to accost me. I've got something that no one else ever has in the history of the humanity.
What is the basis for thieving something? Having something that no one else has. They are set upon taking you down. And at first, yes, as I said, granted, they're a little stunned. This is unusual. But a number of strange things have shown up in the tenements over the years, and I'm sure that a lot of them are looking at you like, how did you get that? How do I get that? So I think you're into some trouble. And plus, when you start throwing rags, you throw free clothes at them. I mean, you're just drawing them in. Like, this is really, you're just setting yourself up for some troubles here. I honestly don't see you having the time before you're torn apart, or at least, at the very least, your clothing is torn and your fancy thief's fitting outfit is ripped from limb. Yeah, I don't see you having time to take apart this beautiful machine I've created. I think that they're going to enjoy their picnic, and a few of them are going to scrabble over and take you down before you can get in there cranking their powered spreader away. Cranking.
I'm going to keep okay, well that's it. That's all I got.
It's up to you guys. I don't think you can do it in time. Oh, good job!
Sweet.
It's very doable.
That's very, very doable. Yeah.
Done! Good job.
Okay,
Get this. You win the robbery award.
Yeah, the robbery
Oh,
award.
well, he hasn't gotten. How did he get down?
Oh,
I have to get down. Yeah, did you forget about that?
I forgot about that.
Oh!
I have
Well prepared.
I have the Mary Poppins umbrella with me.
Oh.
Imbued with...
But I have Mary Poppins umbrella.
No,
You little shit.
Oh my gosh!
This is imbued with magical abilities. It allows its.
Here, would you like to see another umbrella?
This is open. That's not going to get me anywhere.
Just have the bird head handle.
Chin chimney, chin chimney,
See, you already
chin
thieved
chin.
this off of
chiroo.
Mary Poppins. That's how good he is.
Yeah, I stole this from the lady herself. Mary Poppins umbrella. And I'm going to gracefully descend the side of the tenements, chatting all the while about the latest in French cinema with my new companion, and holding the robbery award under my left arm. So this requires another roll.
Oh,
just
really?
check, okay.
Oh, I would give it to him.
Dang it, man.
Yeah. Just take it. You totally got it.
I'm gonna make it difficult.
Alright.
Yeah, not that difficult.
Alright, it's all yours, bud.
All right.
This goes away. This goes into my pile.
Very nice.
Nice.
I totally forgot that we can't use ours.
And that's it. So that's the
Yeah,
end of
that's the end of the
That's
game.
the
Good
game.
job.
And
So when there's one house left, it's done.
yeah.
Alright.
So we count up the traps that we defeated and the loot that we stole. I'm up to 5.
Wow. I'm to 2.
You had 2?
Yeah.
You had 2?
Just you.
Very nice. Good
Are there any points
job.
for